know a lot of people watching kind of know who you are already just based on their connection with you on LinkedIn. But tell us a little bit about you, your background. Obviously, the big thing is leading up to this book and writing that. But before we get to all that and what leaderonomics really means, let's talk about you and kind of how it all started.
Sure. So for the better part of 25 years, I worked for this big company. You may have heard of it. It's called the United States Air Force. And I like to sometimes tell it in that way because I think people forget that it's a big entity. 330,000 active duty members. That's not including the Guard and the Reserve. And so it's this huge entity, just
A
one of what
relatively
we would
large budget.
consider, yeah, huge entity, huge budget, huge number of people and assets. And for 25 years, I was pretty much what I could consider myself a CFO with body armor. And that's because wherever I would go, in particular, if I deployed, I'd be wearing body armor. But my job basically consisted of being a financial manager, financial analyst, and economic analyst for the Air Force wherever I went. And that often meant being kind of like the controller or the CFO for organizations. So did that for 25 years, moved around 14 different locations, 3 overseas locations, Germany, Japan, and Korea, along with 2 deployments to Afghanistan and Iraq. Then in 2017, after I had come back from a deployment to Afghanistan, had a couple of teenage kids and looked at my wife and she had that look. And so I said, honey, when you think it's time, you let me know. And she said, it's time. And so I retired from the Air Force in 2017. We moved out to the Bay Area
Well,
in
for your
San
service.
Francisco. Thank you. Absolutely. And then I moved out to the Bay Area in San Francisco. And then I got involved with some humanitarian type work with both people and communities in Spain and then also in Ukraine. And then in 2021, shortly after the pandemic, after a number of different requests, finally decided to put pen to paper, write the book that I had been speaking on for the better part of over 20 years and then completed the book this past fall, and then now have been getting out on the street and telling people about Leaderonomics.
But this is something that's been with you for years, right?